Het nieuwe boek van Paul Theroux, The Towel of Travel, is geen reisboek zoals we dat van hem gewend zijn. Het is een kijkje in de keuken van zijn eigen bibliotheek. Een heel persoonlijk boek dus.
The Towel of Travel is personal in the sense that it's about reading. And it's about my favorite books, books I like, books I don't like. So it's intellectually personal, but not in terms of emotion, not personal, but it's personal in the sense that it's my choice of reading about travel.
Yeah, because the books you have on the shelf, that's really personal.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Your library is a reflection of who you are. Yeah. So if you go into a room, you meet a lovely woman, and you say, "Take me to your house." You first look at her library, and then you go in the bathroom and look at what you say, "May I use your bathroom?" And you open it, see what medicine she has. So the medicine and the books, then you know this woman.
Then you have to.
A woman could do it with a man. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And why did you decide to write the book? Is it because of you want to share your books with travelers, or?
I wrote the book I compiled the book, because people are always asking me, "What's your favorite travel book? What do you like in travel? What interests you about travel?" And many things do. I mean, I don't have one favorite book. I have 50. My favorite subjects in travel are food, or what a traveler takes with him or her, how long a traveler was on the road. I mean, a lot of traveling, people say, I took a trip. I always say, how long were you on the road? Or if they say, or let's say you read a travel book, I want to know, how long was that traveler in the place? A month, 2 months, a year, Yeah. So that's another subject that I cover.
Yeah, because there's one funny thing in the book, I think. You say, if you travel, you take books with you.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't take a book with you that's about the place where you travel.
No, it's a bad idea to bring a book that's about the place.
Why?
Because if you bring a book, let's say you're in Alaska, I would recommend Madame Bovary or Great Expectations or Chekhov's stories. Because when you read, you inhabit the world of that book. And when you're traveling, you get very tired of the place. And you say, you need relief from the place. So if you have a book with you, then when you're in the place, it's a way of re-entering a world and getting some relief and being with characters that you know and understand, because the characters in the novel are familiar people. We know characters in novels better than we know our families sometimes. That if you read a book about a place that you happen to be in, it raises your expectations. You begin to look for the reflection of that book. So people go to London and they look for Dickens' London, or Shakespeare's London, or Martin Amos's London, or Salman Rushdie's London, or my London, Henry James's London. And they shouldn't be. They should be looking for their own London, not for the London of literature.
No. And another question about the Towel of Travel. Why did you write the book right now? Wasn't it just a good moment for you, or?
It was. That's a good question, because in order to write this book, I needed to be near a library, and I live in Hawaii, and near the University of Hawaii Library, and I needed to go to the library every week, get 12 or 15 books and read them, and then go back. So I needed it. I didn't do it with the internet, so I needed to sit down, get books, and I don't have anyone to help me. I don't have a secretary. So I did all the work myself. So why did I do it now? Was because I happened to be in a place where there was a big library, which I needed.
Yeah, because in a way it can be, you traveled a lot. I can imagine that when you're getting older that you want to share your experiences or your...
That too. I want to share my experiences, and but people say, as I said, they ask me, what's your 3 favorite places? What are your 4 favorite books? I said, well, there's so many. There's so many. Yeah. And as I've traveled, there's certain, it's the Tao of travel. It's how to travel, where to travel, why, and what books. Yeah. So it's a little handbook. It's a book that I would like people to give to each other. Buy the book, give it to your father, give it to your sister, give it to your mother. I like being home. I like cooking. I like cooking my own food. I don't like eating other people's food, but if you travel, you eat other people's food. But I like being home. I like sleeping in my own bed, and I like writing at my desk. Yeah. So I don't have a physical desire, I have to go. At one time I did, when I was younger. I felt a physical, I want to go. A lot of travel is related to what your job is. If you're a writer, you're sitting at a desk all the time, then of course you want to go. I do. Yeah. Or you may have a job in a factory and you say, I have a week or 2, and you go away, you go somewhere. Ever since I moved to Hawaii 20 years ago, and since then, I do travel, but I love coming home. In other words, I don't go to a place and say, I'd like to live here. This is a great place. I want to move to Italy. I'd like to move to Amsterdam. I don't think that anymore. I used to travel to look for a place to live. I used to think, maybe I'll find the perfect place. But I think now I live in the perfect place. Some people say, oh, writing is so difficult. I never said that. What's difficult is working, digging holes, being a soldier, being a fisherman, working in the fields, working in a shop, in a factory. Yeah. That's difficult. Writing is nice and clean, easy, very safe. You do it at home.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.